10 o'clock. It's time for the council in session. We have one member present. We need 9 more for a quorum. some presentations, so we're going to start with the presentation, but let me just say that this will be a meeting, hopefully, of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles on the 29th day of January 1999. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35, and we're also being monitored by council phone. We do have some presentations today, but first of all, we have the 1998 Career Service Awards Ceremony, which we will start, and Mr. Burnson and I will make the presentations, but let me... Mr. President, members of the council, let me point out that this is a very special day for us in City Hall, and I'd like to thank the members of the City Council and certainly Ms. Sharon Schuster, President of the Civil Service Commission, and everyone present today for taking the time to joining us in honoring the 1998 Career Service recipients. The Career Service Award Program was instituted by the City of Los Angeles in 1971. These awards began with the idea that well-deserved recognition and an official thank you should be given to the outstanding civilian employees. I believe that these awards continue to be very important, as they represent one of the few ways in which we, as elected officials, can acknowledge the important contributions of the dedicated city employees. The employees being honored today have earned this special recognition through dedicated job performance or outstanding contributions to the city. As you know, Ms. Goldberg is recovering from surgery and she will not here, but Mr. Burnson, who is the Vice Chair of the Personnel Committee, will make the presentations and give the list of people. So again, I want to thank Sharon Schuster and all of those members of the Civil Service Commission and Bill, too, for the outstanding contributions and recognizing these important city employees. Mr. Burnson.
Thank you, John. I'm going to pinch hit for our chair today, and it's a pleasure to do so, although I wish her a speedy recovery so we can get her back in City Hall. First of all, Oscar J. Amaro. Oscar, would you come forward, please? Wait a second. Don't give it to him yet. I got to tell about all. Don't give it to him yet. I got to tell everybody about what he did, okay? A graphics designer 2, Department of Public Works, Bureau of Sanitation, Stormwater Management Division. Oscar J. Amaro is being recognized for his skill as a graphic artist and his passion for his job. In 1992, he joined the Stormwater Management Division, where his primary responsibilities focused on the design and production of outreach materials associated with the stormwater program. He has since produced a variety of high-quality educational materials that are not only being used by the city, but nationally by other municipal and government agencies. His excellent educational productions, both in the print and electronic media, have helped to make the city's stormwater program nationally recognized. We are pleased to honor Oscar J. Amaro today. Oscar, congratulations. You're a great director. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, next, if Roger Lyle Gripe, is that pronounced Gripe or Grip? Will please come forward. How do you pronounce that? Gripe? I thought he was going to gripe about how I pronounced his name, but that didn't happen. Roger Lyle Gripe, Detective 3, Los Angeles Police Department, Operation Headquarters Bureau, Investigative Analysis Section. Roger, a 29-year veteran of the Los Angeles Police Department, is being honored for his outstanding dedication to duty, but not only presenting, and coordinating all department detective training, but also by personally training detectives department-wide. Detective Gripe is currently the officer in charge of the Detective Training Unit of the Investigative Analysis Section, and was responsible for the scheduling, auditing, and coordination of 47 detective-related training schools in the past 12 months. That's a lot, resulting in 1,406 employees receiving a total of 47,700 hours of training. He also volunteered to provide training at several recent detective promotional seminars. It is with pride that we honor Detective Gripe today. Got it? Yeah, congratulations. Oh, one more, okay. Sorry about that. He's done? He's got it. Okay, good. Congratulations. Okay. If Martin A. Renteria will please come forward. Congratulations. Martin A. Renteria, Principal Special Officer, Harbor Department, Port Police Division. Port Police Lieutenant Martin A. Renteria is being honored for his outstanding service to the City of Los Angeles. As Commanding Officer of the Port Police Detective Division from 1991 through 1996, Lieutenant Renteria's leadership was a crucial factor in bringing about successful resolution of various labor actions which took place within the port. He served as dive master for the Port Police Division Underwater Dive Team and aided in the recovery of more than 100 pounds of cocaine, which was smuggled into the port beneath the hull of a vessel. He currently serves as commanding officer of the Port Police Patrol Division and oversees the daily activities of 34 police officers. Lieutenant Renteria's commitment to preserving the safety of the Port of Los Angeles makes him truly deserving of this award. Congratulations. Thank you. There we go. Got it? Great. If Sean F. Skehan will please come forward. Congratulations. Sean F. Skehan, Transportation Engineer, Transportation Department, Advanced Transportation Systems and Research Division. Sean is being honored today for his outstanding dedication to duty. He has been employed with the Department of Transportation since November of 1986, and in that time has made significant contributions to public service in areas beyond his assigned duties. His developments have enhanced traffic signal systems, operation, and maintenance in the city of Los Angeles. In July 1993, Mr. Skehan developed the world's first working prototype of what is now called the Model 2070 ATC, Advanced Transportation Controller, a system which might soon become the new standard for traffic signal control. He has developed other key systems of great value to the department. They include the time-space plot, the SuperLog, the Spectrum Monitor, the System Master 9, and the Loop Tester. We are pleased to honor Sean Skehan for his vision and tenacity and his many contributions to the City of Los Angeles. Congratulations. If Sylvia Smith will please come forward. Sylvia Smith, Principal Tax and Permit Field Representative, Office of the City Clerk, Tax and Permit Division. Sylvia Smith is being honored today for her leadership qualities and her commitment to the city service. She began a career with the City of Los Angeles in 1969 and was promoted to her current position in 1994. She is currently responsible for supervising the operation of 5 different units within the Tax and Permit Division. Mrs. Smith has consistently demonstrated her ability to lead her staff very effectively in completing day-to-day operations productively, as well as handling various assigned projects. She also demonstrates professionalism and sensitivity in working with the public and appropriately addresses taxpayer concerns. Mrs. Smith is deserving of this award for her continued efforts to exceed even in the high expectations placed upon her. Got it? Congratulations. Thank you. And last but not least, I'd ask for Matthew Wood to come forward. Matthew is Tree Surgeon Supervisor 1, Department of Public Works, Bureau of Street Services, Street Tree Division. Matthew Wood is being honored for his commitment to duty. Matthew has been instrumental in the success of the city's green waste recycling program. His innovative ideas and vast knowledge of equipment ensured the program's implementation in 1994. Within the first year, the city saved approximately $180,000. Since then, the program has continually increased in productions and savings to the city. Mr. Wood also facilitated a joint venture between the Department of Water and Power and the Bureau of Street Services, which saved the Department of Water and Power an estimated $200,000 per year. We are happy to honor Matthew Wood today. Matthew? Want one picture all together? Why don't we do them back, huh? Be better. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Burnson, and congratulations to all those employees. Call the roll.
Alatorre, Burnson, Chick, Fuhrer, Galanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Ridley Thomas, Savornis, Wax, Walters, Ferraro. 10 members present, a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, the first order of business.
Approval of minutes.
All right, Mr. Wax moved, Mrs. Walters seconds. There's no objection, unanimous vote. The next item.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
If there's no objection, unanimous vote. Mr. Wax, can you come here?
You going to make a presentation, John? The chair recognizes Council President Ferraro for a special presentation.
Members of the council, we're indeed honored to have with us today the mayor of Busan, which is our sister city in Korea, Mayor the Honorable Sang-Young Ahn, and his wife, and a delegation. And let me just welcome the mayor and his special guest from Busan to our city council. The mayor and the business delegation are here in Los Angeles to dedicate the new Korea exhibit at the World Trade Center and to meet with leaders from the film industry. Once again, I want to welcome the mayor and the delegation, and especially Mrs. Han. But I'd like to present this certificate of welcome to the mayor and welcome him to Los Angeles, together with the mayor of Richard Riordan.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, would you be kind enough to say a few words on behalf of our sister city, Busan?
인사 말씀 하시려고 그랬습니다. 저희 통역을
I prefer my. 존경하는 페라로 의장님을 비롯한 로스앤젤레스 시의원 여러분, 우리 부산과 30년간 자매도시의 정을 쌓아온 로스앤젤레스시 시민의 대표기관인 의회를 방문하여 인사를 드리게 된 것을 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다.
Honorable Los Angeles City Council President John Pirero and the distinguished council members of the City of Los Angeles. It is a pleasure to visit the Los Angeles City Council, a body representing the citizens of Los Angeles. As Busan and Los Angeles have developed a sisterly affection over the last 30 years, I deem it an indeed great honor to visit your esteemed City Council and deliver my warm greetings to all of you.
저는 10년 전 임명직 부산시장으로 재직할 때 로스앤젤레스시를 방문한 바 있습니다만 지난해 7월 1일 민선시장으로 취임하여 오늘 다시 여러분들 앞에 서게 되어 더욱 의미 있게 생각됩니다.
Although I had an opportunity to visit Los Angeles while I was serving as the appointed mayor of Busan 10 years ago, I regard it as all the more meaningful that I came here today to stand before you as the elected mayor after taking office on July 1st of last year.
또한 오늘 부산광역시 의회 의원님도 이 자리에 참석하였습니다만 앞으로 양시 의회 차원에서도 교류가 활성화되기를 바랍니다.
Today, 4 council members of the Busan City Council are present here to promote our mutual friendship. It is my sincere hope that cooperation and exchanges will steadily expand in the years ahead at the City Council level.
그리고 오늘 존 페라로 이장님과 리오단 시장님께서 저에게 주신 환영 정서는 LA 부산의 관계 발전을 위하여 더욱 노력해 달라는 격려의 뜻으로 생각하며 앞으로 우리 도시 간의 친선 및 공동 번영을 위하여 노력할 것입니다.
I will take the certificate of welcome presented to me by Council President John Pirero and Mayor Richard Riordan today as an encouragement to promote closer ties between Busan and Los Angeles. To that end, I will continue to make strenuous efforts for friendship and co-prosperity between our two cities.
LA 시의회와 시민 여러분들의 발전과 행운을 빌면서 이만 인사에 가름하고자 합니다. 감사합니다.
I would like to conclude by wishing the Los Angeles City Council and all the citizens of Los Angeles continued prosperity and good luck. Thank you.
감사합니다.
Members of the council, let me say that I've had the great honor and pleasure to visit Busan. It's a beautiful city, and it's really an honor for us to have that beautiful city as a sister city relationship. But let me have the delegation please stand so we can all recognize them. Thank you. This is another Tom LaBonge production. Busan, Korea, 6,176 miles from Los Angeles. Tom?
Where's Sue Chang?
Okay, Mrs. Chick.
The chair recognizes Councilwoman Chick for a special presentation. The chair would ask for attention, please.
I'd like to ask Gordon Clint to join me. And as he does, colleagues, I'd like to draw your attention to a very long-term, special, contributing employee who's a little bit shy, I have a feeling, and who's a Reseda constituent of mine, so I know I'm not going to be losing touch with him. I've already recruited him to volunteer for something. But let me tell you a little bit about Gordon. He began his career in 1968 in the Reseda Engineering Office. He wrote the Department of Public Works' first environmental impact report. So those of us who deal with EIRs now have this man to thank for setting the model. In 1982, he coordinated the move and consolidation of East Valley and West Valley Engineering Office into one Valley district. And then in 1984, he transferred from engineering to the Board of Public Works and began what I know only too well, and that is the long commute from Reseda to City Hall. In 1987, he wrote the proposal that created Operation Clean Sweep. Colleagues, something I know we have all experienced the benefits from that program. And Gordon worked with neighborhood groups in all parts of Los Angeles to beautify the city and to eradicate graffiti. And I would say that that program has been a great, great success all over our city. Graffiti is down, although we still have ongoing work to do. In 1989, he promoted to Assistant Secretary of the Board of Public Works and did such things as open bids on hundreds of millions of dollars of projects, organized hundreds of public meetings and hearings. We all know the kind of work that goes into that, signed thousands of documents, and last but not least, woe is me, coordinated and worked on the move that brought us all here from our beloved City Hall. So with great admiration and thanks and congratulations for the beginning of a new life, Gordon, I present you with this resolution that highlights the many contributions you've made to this city and our communities in the over 30 years you've been with the City of Los Angeles. Thank you very much. Do you want to say something? Huh?
I just want to say thank you. This is a great honor, Councilwoman Chick, and I really am thankful to the city for having provided me with a career for 31 years and the taxpayers, and I've tried to give them their money's worth. So,
Great.
thank you.
You definitely have. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to ask a very special person that all of us knows and all of our viewers know, and that is Kelly Lang. If she would join me at the podium, please. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I remember KNBC's 1970s Weather Girl. How times have changed. This woman standing beside me, Kelly Lang, has found a way to not only survive, but to succeed in an industry that we know is very difficult in which to succeed. Over 30 years ago, Kelly launched her career in the world of broadcast journalism as a traffic reporter for KABC Radio here in Los Angeles. From there, she joined KABC Television as a field reporter and finally found her way to Channel 4, KNBC, in 1971. This is a remarkable woman, colleagues. She has served as a reporter and an anchor for KNBC for more than 20 years here in Los Angeles, an amazing achievement. She's won Golden Mike Awards, Emmy Awards, and Los Angeles Press Club Awards for Best News Series and Best News Writing. She has been with city residents through a seemingly endless barrage of fires and floods and earthquakes and mudslides. And she's been there, educating and informing, working tirelessly to keep Los Angeles residents abreast of what was happening in their communities. And now, as a major novelist with her first book, and I know some of my colleagues have read it, Trophy Wife, and her second book, Gossip, just released last fall, Kelly Lang has opened a whole new chapter in her life. She is a woman who has never feared hitting the glass ceiling. Colleagues, Kelly Lang deserves our utmost respect, admiration, and congratulations for a job so well done and a career that's nowhere near over yet. Congratulations and thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much, Laura. President Ferraro, honorable council members, it is a great honor for me to be here, and a privilege, by the way, to say a few words before the council. I have been at this podium before, and I know that President Ferraro likes to keep the meeting moving, so I will be brief. First off, I want to stress that I have not retired. I have simply resigned from my job at my beloved Channel 4 because it's time. Time for me to explore new challenges. Now, when I made the announcement a few weeks ago, I was bombarded with calls and faxes and emails and messages at home, at the office, about 100 of them a day, and they're still coming in, and I am absolutely overwhelmed by the response. I was thinking, good Lord, this is like I was dead, only better. Among the piles of messages was some interesting job offers, a few of which I'm definitely considering. But after 28 years on the air at Channel 4 nonstop, I need a little time off. I need to clean out my closets, figuratively and literally. But as Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I will be back. Now, I can't say yet what I'll be doing, but I can say this. I will definitely be doing it in Los Angeles. I love this city. And this city of angels has loved me back. This great honor today is certainly illustrative of that. The title of my new novel, by the way, is Angel. That's the one I'm writing now, inspired by this city. That means everything to me. My very first job, as Laura said, was flying in a helicopter over greater Los Angeles during morning and afternoon drive time for KABC Radio, reporting traffic, weather, and spot news. This was before the women's movement. And they dressed me in a silver lame stretch jumpsuit, metallic, silver boots, and a logo right here that said KABC Dawn O'Day. That's the on-air name they gave me. It sounds like a stripper, right? My mother was absolutely horrified. Then I signed on with KNBC, and that, as you all know, was shortly after the Civil War, covering LA area news, and one of my fondest assignments was doing the Sunday show for 10 years, first with Tom Snyder, then with Tom Brokaw, then Jess Marlowe, Paul Moyer, Pat Sajak, Ralph Story, a bunch of other men, co-anchors and husbands. Yes, I have had a few. But we took that 90-minute live Sunday show to a different location every single week, into every one of your districts several times over, as I'm sure many of you know, covering every festival, every fair, every Los Angeles happening, every significant LA opening, including the great County Art Museum. We interviewed every Los Angeles personality, including many of you. My very first on-air interview was with the wonderful Tom Bradley, who was then running for mayor of this city. Throughout all of these years covering Los Angeles in its best of times and its worst of times, I, as a native New Yorker, have come to passionately love this city of ours. And it's thousands of people whom I've met along the years and who have called me and have written to me. I have a long-running love affair with the people of this great city, and that is what I am proudest of. So thank you, Channel 4, for giving me a good long run that has made it possible. Thank you, honorable LA City Council members, all of you men and women who work so hard to keep this city great. Thank you so much for honoring me today. I shall cherish this moment always. And most of all, I say thank you to the most interesting, most diverse, most wonderful city on earth. As you all know, she will surprise you, she'll thrill you, she'll infuriate you, she'll break your heart, and she will spread her wings around you and love you. The City of Angels, I am so proud to call Los Angeles my home. Thank you very much.
Kelly, that was great. It gave me chills.
I think,
I don't know about anyone else, but I got
think,
chills.
Laura, I think one of the highlights of Kelly's life and experience has been when she was MC at a dinner for me.
We forgot to mention how many times she did public speaking and went to groups to share your experiences.
Yes, but the dinner for the Honorable President, as you know, is one of the things that I'll be writing about very soon, an entire full-length book. It was
Sorry,
great.
John. Sorry, John. Thank you very
Joe,
much,
did you want to say
colleagues.
something? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Chick, and thank you, Kelly Lang. Next item.
On the regular...
Mr. Wax, are you ready? Hal? Mr. Burnson?
You'll introduce him.
You get over here, I'll get on the other side. Okay, that's all right. Great.
Mr. President, members of council, I wanted to take a moment to honor and recognize someone who has made an extraordinary contribution to the people of the city, the people of the state of California, Joel Fox. Joel is now stepping down after 20 years with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. But during that time, he has, in my opinion, made a remarkable contribution to this city and to the state as well. Joel first met Howard, I think, about 20 years ago. This was shortly after Proposition 13 had been approved. They met. He worked as side by side with Howard, going around the country trying to promote fiscal responsibility and governmental accountability. And then when he passed, about 7 years later, Howard was made the president, Joel was made the president of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. And during that time, Mr. President, members of the council, I think he has really become and really been a dedicated, steadfast champion of the rights of taxpayers. The people of this city need advocates, Mr. President. Every special interest group has an advocate or a lobbyist. The unions have their lobbyists. The downtown business people have their lobbyists. The real estate developers have their lobbyists. Everybody's got a lobbyist, but that big group out there called the people. And Howard Jarvis started a movement which Joel has continued that has tried to give voice to and been a voice for the rest of the people who need an advocate and a lobbyist in government to make sure that their dollars are being spent properly, to make sure that they are getting the most for what they pay for the service, to make sure that we all recognize that we work for them and on behalf of them. And you may not all agree with all of the positions that they have taken. That isn't the point. Everyone would agree that Joel has conducted himself with remarkable integrity, with professionalism, with a kind of straightforwardness and an insistence on principles of fiscal responsibility, governmental accountability, and open public government that really, I think, has distinguished himself, and why I wanted to bring him here today and make sure that he received this token of recognition. Before I present this to him, I want to call upon my colleague, Councilman Burnson, who shares my views regarding Joel and who represents him as his representative in City Hall.
Thank you very much. Joel, we're really going to miss you. I want you to know that. I knew Howard a little before you did, actually. I was one of the original 31 members of the committee. And in fact, as a matter of fact, at one dinner that we had on an installation that Howard was at, I think we gave him some input on the two-thirds vote part of it. So anyway, it is really, a lot of people don't realize the service that this organization and Joel have accomplished for the citizens of Los Angeles and really for the state. And I think that the things that have been done have been copied throughout nationally, throughout the United States. But it is a group, and he is an individual that has looked out for the individual citizen who really has nobody to speak for him except an organization like that. And I think Joel alluded to that. So if you think that taxes are high now, and you don't like some of the charges that we have on our taxes, just think what they'd be without Joel and without this association. I just want to say that we've had a great relationship through the years. He is a constituent. I hope he's going to continue to stay in the district and be a constituent. I might need his vote, you never know. But anyway, I want to take this opportunity to honor you and wish you the best, and hope that you have a happy future. I don't know what you're going to do, but hopefully you're going to stick around, right?
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Mr. Wax, let me just say that there was an indication that the Jarvis Group were going to oppose the zoo issue, and I called upon Joel. He went out to the zoo with us, examined the thing, and then decided they would not take a position. So that's a kind of person. That's what he's been wonderful for the city of LA, and we're going to miss him. Thank you,
That's
Joel.
a good point, a good example, Mr. President. I'm certainly not going to read all the whereases, but let me just conclude with the conclusion, Mr. President, that by the adoption of this resolution, this City Council salutes Joel Fox for his principled and steadfast protection of the taxpayers of the City of Los Angeles, and thanks him for his zealous and ceaseless guardianship of an open government and public access to the decision-making process. Through your caring deeds, Joel, and your steadfast ways, you have really made this city a better place to which to live. And when I present this to you, it's not only on behalf of my colleagues, it's on behalf of a very grateful people who found a voice through you in City Hall.
Thank you very much.
Joel, step over here and take a picture. Get on that side. The angle of the dangle.
Mr. President, members of the council, I am quite honored and appreciate this presentation today, and somewhat surprised, I suppose. As I was driving down here, I was recounting all the political differences I've had with this council over the years, and I started counting votes to see if indeed the scroll would be here when I got here. But I've also had many warm relationships with members of the council over the years and worked with them, as Mr. Ferraro so graciously pointed out just a moment ago, on a number of issues. And I've always tried to do my best, try to live up to that old Mark Twain maxim, always do right. It will gratify some people and astonish the rest. And it's been a motto I've tried to live by. And I realize that the council, in honoring me today, is indeed recognizing the contribution of the taxpayers of the city of Los Angeles, our wonderful city here, and the contributions that they make and to their role in our government. So on behalf of the taxpayers who I've represented many times in front of this microphone, I say thank you, and personally, and for my family, my wife Sydney, my sons Zachary and Eric, and my mother Frida, who all came here today, we thank the council and Mr. Wax and Mr. Bernson for recognizing my efforts. Thank you very much.
Mr. Hernandez.
Mr. President, before Mr. Fox leaves, I just wanted to also stand in recognition. I need to share with you that your participation in our process makes all of us much more aware that it's not our dollars. And I just need you to understand that a lot of the actions I've been taking in terms of trying to represent the constituents in my district and so forth also say that we as government can't waste the money. And so it's been because of your activities and the things you say at the time you say them when we're trying to get certain initiatives passed and so forth that has made me very vigilant of the role I have to play, because it's not my dollar, it's someone else's dollar. And again, you've been serving a very important role in our process. And I just thought it was important that it also be recognized by another segment of our city. Because from my perspective, your role is extremely important. The vigilance is something that makes us better, and continues to remind us that we don't have a blank check, but rather we have to be careful with how we spend the money. And we're all working together to make this a great city, and I just appreciate your efforts also, and I want to recognize that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Mrs. Chick?
Mr. Dunn?
Yes, I just wanted to add that I don't think I've ever worked with anyone before with whom I so frequently have ended up disagreeing with and respecting at the same time. You really have done your job of representing a stakeholder view, as Mr. Hernandez said, in an outstanding way, and you will be missed.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Okay, the next item.
On the regular agenda, Mr. President, item number 2, a request to continue until Wednesday, February 3rd.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote.
Item number 20 has been requested to be continued until Tuesday, February 2nd by Councilmember Hernandez.
Is there any objections to that? Seeing none. Item 3 is going to be continued.
Item number 3
referred back to.
Item number 3 and 19 are requested to be referred back to Rules and Elections Committee.
There's no objections, unanimous vote on those. Next item.
Next item, item number 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, items for which public hearings have been held.
Are there any specials by council members? 1 through 7, with the exception of 2 and 3. If not, prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Those are approved. Ordinances will go over 1 week. Next item.
Item number 8, 2 reports on 1 file. The recommendations slightly differ.
Let's call it special. Next item.
Items number 9 through 27, with the exception of 19 and 20, are items for which public hearings have not been held.
We'll call 27 special. We have cards on that. Anybody want to be heard on any of the other items? 6, no. Anybody want to be heard on any of the other items? Which one? What item is it?
I forgot.
Okay, well then, obviously you don't know which one you want to call on, so we'll, 27 is called special because there's cards. We have the other ones, there's nobody wants to be heard on any of the other items, so prepare the roll and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Those are approved. Mr. Hernandez?
Yeah, Mr. President, sorry that my leg doesn't let me move as fast as it should, but my understanding is we went through item number 6 already, and I'd like to be able to call that special and have the department come up on it.
Item 6 is called special. Okay. Next item.
Item number 8 called special.
Item number 8, members of the council, we have two reports, so.
Mr. President, I would also ask staff to come forward.
Yeah. Okay, why don't we get a report from the staff?
Members of council, my name is Frances Banerjee, General Manager, Department of Transportation, joined with Harpal Ver and Kung Hu from the staff. The item before you is the authorization to release an RFP for emergency vehicle preemption demonstration program. For context for the council, we were developing, and we have been developing, an application of our automated traffic system, the ATSAC Center, which most of you have seen, to be applied to the buses. In the course of doing that program, the staff was asked by, and we have been working with the fire department to see if we can use ATSAC and apply our system to moving fire vehicles through traffic, emergency vehicles. We have done some work on that and are working jointly with the police in the design of that program. In the course of doing that, and I'm going to speak here for the former chair of the committee, Richard Alarcon, he was very concerned about the issue of public safety, particularly with the fire department, and pressed staff as to whether we could have a system that could be looked at concurrently that would apply to fire stations throughout the city and the operations of the fire department. The staff did not have a problem with that, but we do raise a number of issues that I think the council needs to know. One, we don't have any funds available to release such an RFP, and secondly, the staff is in the process of seeking funds through Caltrans, and we just put in an application into the call for projects to find funds to do this. Now, I would like to just really impress upon the council that should we be successful in these funds, we would look at this as yet another demonstration test of ways of moving both buses and emergency vehicles through traffic. And we would report back to the council on the findings of those and really out of that develop some specifications for a system. The intent and the objective is, again, to use the ATSAC system to move both fire vehicles and transit vehicles through traffic. It's a costly program. It is a costly program to implement, particularly on a citywide basis. The issue before you here is whether you release an RFP in advance of funding to sort of push along and move along the process, or whether you want to wait until we hear back from the sources we've applied for and take action at that time.
Kowski?
Mr. President, I had some questions, and I think Ms. Banerjee has started to address them. And one of the questions I had fundamentally is, do we need to go out for an RFP for this? As you've indicated, we have in-house staff, in fact, that the Transportation Committee is recommending that we give special recognition to because of our own in-house capability, particularly in the part of one person who has developed a software system that is clearly state-of-the-art, the next generation of traffic control. And it seems to me that the emergency override is, or could be, a component of that. So I guess my question is, if we get money, as you're seeking from MTA or other areas in terms of call for projects, whether or not we should be looking at an outside source, or whether or not we have the inside capability, and or whether or not going for an RFP at this time, or even authorizing it without the funds, precludes us from saying that in-house we can do it. And perhaps you might explain whether or not this is just software and technology that we might have the capability of doing, and the development of the implementation of the system. So I would like a little bit more discussion on that, and particularly the question as to whether or not we are foreclosed from doing it internally where we may have that capability as opposed to committing to an RFP to go outside.
Yes, Councilmember. We feel that we do have strong staff capabilities in this area. This is one of the department's major core competencies. The ATSAC system, a lot of the improvements in that have been designed by staff. Sean Skean this morning for the Career Award was on that very type of application. This is yet another application to move the buses through. We felt that the MTA program was so stymied in what and how it was dealing with buses that the best that we could bring to the table was an adaptation of our system. MTA authorized the use of the money for the staff to develop a system. We are testing it right now on Ventura Boulevard. We expect to have a beta test of the system for buses in place in about 6 months. We have, so to speak, a dumb system. Will be ready to be tested in about 3 months. The next step is for an advanced system, and there what we want to do is not only read the bus or say the vehicle in place, but read ahead on the traffic conditions at future intersections and make it a dynamic scheduling. online, real-time dynamic scheduling. That really hasn't been done. It's truly state-of-the-art. We feel that will be, again, a signature contribution of LADOT to the profession. We also, though, in doing that, we use loop detectors because our testing and the work that we've done have found them to be more reliable in this instance. And we build upon the investment we already have of all the loops in the street as we speak. So we do have a game plan, we have a path. In doing that, though, the department has always relied upon, and where we can find technology or a system or a component that's off the shelf, we use it and we adapt it, so that we don't use anyone else's proprietary system, but we do purchase and use and adapt the best that's out there to keep our skills and our ownership with the best of what's in the industry. We are not concerned about looking at what's out there in the industry and seeing if it can fit into the program. We are concerned about maintaining control long-term of the system and the development of it. We don't think those are mutually exclusive. The issue here, though, is, and I think in fairness to the companies that are out there, we do not have the funds at this time to engage in any RFP test, to fund an RFP which would test this. We think that with the emphasis of the federal legislation on public safety, there will be funds available. If there aren't this year, there should be funds available in the next year. So we are not opposed to this in concept, but we will emphasize the importance to the staff, whether it secures funds and uses any consultant work, to always report back on where we're going and who's controlling the long-term development of the system.
I appreciate it. If bottom line, you're saying that this does not preclude us from developing our own capability or measuring what is out there that might be ultimately proprietary, for which we would have to pay some kind of exclusivity right, which could be problematic as we move into the future. But all this does is give us opportunities to explore, opportunities to see and measure how what we are doing might compare to what is going on in the outside, and that we don't have to make that choice or selection today, but just keeps that platform open. Then I don't have any objection, but I wanted to make sure that we don't preclude our own staff from having that capability to say we are doing as good or better than what is out there, and our own course, keeping it internal, keeping it within our own discretion, also saves us lots of money in the long run.
We could report back to the council should we be successful in getting funds.
I want to ask you, what urgency is there on this? Can we wait until Tuesday?
Sure.
It's going to have to, because we don't have a quorum.
And in fact, Mr. President, there's no money. We're suggesting authorize an RFP and don't have any money for it, so we wouldn't be awarding one in any case.
Okay. All right, Mr. Wax, there's not a quorum, so we're going to have to adjourn.
All right, as the acting chair of the committee, I wanted to speak on it, but I'll wait till Tuesday. If we're going to continue this till Tuesday, I'll speak on it then.
Yeah, we have, what other items? We have 6 we're going to continue, and 8 and 27. Okay. Members of the council, Mr. Alatorre had an emergency with his daughter and had to leave. So we will stand adjourned, but we do have some adjourning motions. Ms. Glanter?
Before we do that, I'm not sure procedurally what you call this, but the reason we had brought 27 in today is we wanted to let the public know about it before the Super Bowl.
Well, there are a couple people who want to be heard on it, but...
Maybe we can let them be heard in public comment, since it will not be on today's agenda.
Well, we're not going to have public comment because we don't have a quorum. So we will, but everyone stand. We do have some adjourning motions.
Yeah, you stand too.
Could we have your attention? Everyone, please stand. We're adjourning, have adjourning motions. Members of the council ask we adjourn in memory of Christine Orr, who leaves a daughter and a son, and a good friend of Raymond Kwan, and lived a long time in our 4th district. I'd ask we also adjourn in memory of Benjamin Cartman, a doctor who passed away. Dr. Cartman passed away, and I'd ask we adjourn in his memory. I'd also ask we adjourn in memory of Geraldine Stembakken, who is passed away. She is the mother of Dwight Stembakken, who is Assistant Director of the League of California Cities. Mr. Bernson?
Yes, I'd ask that we adjourn in memory of Fred Meyerhoff. He's survived by his wife and family in Northridge.
Mr. Wax?
Yeah, I didn't know that Ben Cartman passed away. I think his brother just passed away like a month or so ago also. He was really a fantastic person. He was more than just a physician. He was a real civic patriot, as far as I'm concerned. He was a man totally devoted to principle, who really stood by principle in some very controversial times over the years on some controversial public issues. He was known to many people in City Hall, and I really admired his integrity greatly. He was a wonderful man.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes, I'd like to be a co-presenter on the tribute to Dr. Cartman. He was a magnificent human being. His influence stretched far beyond his medical practice, and he devoted all the years of his medical practice to East Los Angeles and really worked hard to benefit that community. He not only worked to benefit the community of his practice, but he worked hard to benefit the Los Angeles community. He was an ardent civil libertarian. He was an equally ardent proponent of civil rights for all people. And beyond that, he was just a very sociable person. He had a wonderful personality. He was kind. He and his wife Sylvia worked together in so many of the causes, and I'm really just, Los Angeles has lost a real friend.
Call the roll. Aye, the council is adjourned.
You are watching LA City View, Channel 35.